From the Rivers property in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, this is Poker Night in America. Hello and welcome to Season 6, Episode 1,000,000 of Poker Night in America. I'm Chris Hansen, alongside the most responsibly irresponsible adult male I know, Mr. Joe Stapleton.
That was honestly one of the nicest things anyone has ever said about me.
That doesn't surprise me one Bitcoin. Topical reference, count it.
Total. On tonight's night of Poker Night, we pick things back up at the Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh. We've got one newcomer to this table, goes by the name Kane KALAS. He recently won the single largest televised cash game pot of all time. It was over $2 million. Tonight, he's bought in for 1% of that, $20,000.
$20,000, which is also the over-under for spoken words by Alec Torelli tonight. Oh boy, let's head over to the Falcon. Of course, on Poker Night in America, our blinds are always 25 and 50, except for when they're not.
You got to speak up.
This is one of the times they
We
are.
don't have many flops either.
And Nick Dialoioso,
Might have been the first
he's
one.
straddling. That's a blind raise to 100.
You don't remember the other cards? No, he ended up when it was ace.
Got a limp in from Puma.
Ace King Jack was that? Or ace King
Torelli
Jack
raises
was
to
out there at
400 with a
9.
suited ace.
Remember the other card? No, it wasn't a 9.
And a re-raise to 1,200 from Dave Eldridge. Well, three players will see the flop together, and it's deuce, 7, queen. Couple of spades for Dialoioso. Nothing for Torelli, and still jacks for Dave Eldridge.
Jack, we're up to 137. I feel like I'm free rolling.
And there's an all-in with the pair and the flush draw from Dialoioso. Now, the thing with jacks here is, even when you're ahead, which would be often enough, you're going to be up against hands that have lots of outs against you, like 8-7 suited. Technically, if you make this call every time through infinity, you're going to end up with all the money. But in general, when you're getting your money in, you might want to have a little more equity than this, because some of the time, you're going to be drawing like 2 outs. Some of the time, you're going to be up against a queen.
It's my poker life here, I guess.
So I think this is a very marginal call.
All right, don't let me down. Not let me down. Spade.
No spade on the turn, so he needs a 7, an 8, or a spade to stay alive. Hey, yes. How about a spade?
Ship it. The musician strikes.
That's it. One of the most hilarious things I've ever heard somebody come up with on the top of their head. I was playing a tournament. Action's on me. I bet 6.9K. Right?
Sorry, was that the end of the story?
Schanbacher, fresh off a St. Patrick's Day parade, literally. Pocket eights, calls the 400.
I wouldn't say he's fresh exactly, but he is straight from the parade. I like the 3-bet with ace king. I just know that whenever I do this, I get 2 callers and miss the flop. Someone just called Ron Deeb for the cash game. Is that Shaun Deeb's brother?
Bet 6.9K. This gruff guy is facing the bet with a beard, deep voice. What's the bet? 6.9? What's that, a good time interrupted by a period? Thought it was hilarious.
Another killer story. You know, I'm not huge on calling here with 8s.
How about just jamming it?
Okay, well, if you want to flip for $16,000, be my guest.
And that's exactly what we're doing. So here comes the flop. It's deuce, 6, queen, all diamonds.
Yeah, things looking pretty good for pocket 8s, and the only diamond.
Brick on the turn, and a brick on the river.
Oh, that is no brick. That is an ace for Eldridge, but it is a flush for the pocket 8s. Schanbacher, you old flush-making son of a gun.
Eldridge continues to just run like hot garbage at the table, having what I would describe as 2 very standard hands of poker.
Look, nothing wrong with standard hands. Makes my job a lot easier. More space for zingers, like this one. Hey, Chris, knock, knock.
Who's there, Joe?
Joe who?
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to say that.
Hey, leave the jokes to me, buddy. Back after this.
Welcome back to Poker Night in America. For those of you who are just tuning in, tonight's blinds are $25 and $50 with a optional $100 straddle. Now the buy-in is a minimum of $5,000 and the maximum is a $20,000 buy-in.
And just like before we cut to our last break, the dealer tonight will be providing each player seated at the table 2 hole cards face down at the beginning of each hand. Now remember, players will not be able to see the other player's hole cards unless the hand goes to showdown, in which case the rules regarding the reveal of a player's cards are determined by a number of interesting factors. Chris, do you mind if I continue?
Actually, I do mind, Joe.
It's been the weirdest winter for us in New York. Same for you guys.
Oh, it's been warm up there?
Yeah, it went from 70 to 30 like every other day for like 2 weeks straight.
It's all a big hoax by the Chinese.
Cali's been getting
They're controlling the weather now?
Yep.
crazy. It's like never
So he straddles on. Dialoioso's limped. Deeb's raising.
Where do you live, Shaun?
Albany, New York.
Oh, in Albany.
So you quit caffeine cold turkey. What were you drinking? Like coffee twice a day or what? Only
4-person party.
Only switch to green tea for a little while before you give it up.
A6-10 with 2 diamonds is the flop.
Instead of quit cold turkey. According to you, it's the sugar that's giving me withdrawal.
Everyone's got a pair.
Well, but I'm still
On
drinking
Deeb, top pair.
sugar, or eating some sugar. Like I'm
Deeb bets
probably
850.
drinking like 1/4 a cup of coffee worth of caffeine.
Eldridge probably not likely to fold now that he's got a pair and a whole new fresh stack of chips.
You gotta
Really
understand,
optimal.
coffee has a ton of caffeine, like compared to
So
any other
Eldridge
caffeine.
calls, and now the guy who's got the worst of the 3 hands that are left.
I mean, Schanbacher folded jacks, and his name is Jack. You can certainly get away from a 6.
And here comes the turn. It's a 7. So Deeb's got 2 pair now.
Ace is up. Eldridge should be checking to the aggressor. There he goes. Shaun's almost certainly going to bet this again. He's not worried about being dominated. And he definitely doesn't want to give a free card with all those draws out there.
2150 the bet from Shaun Deeb.
Eldridge drawing thinner than Kendall Jenner during Fashion Week.
Is this year? It's only alcohol I've had. Something like that.
So Eldridge calls. We will see a river.
Bricky 3. Deeb's almost certainly going to value bet here, and when he does bet for a 3rd time, you got to just give this up. That is a big bet, too. 5,050. Shaun's done a good job of making this look real bluffy and polarizing, trying to capitalize on maybe a slightly tilted Dave Eldridge. Even though most of the draws missed, all of the draws but one, and the fact that Shaun would play his triple barrel bluffs almost this exact same way, I think you gotta ditch the 10 here.
Ace-7.
How does he do it?
Oh, I'll leave it to Shaun Deeb. Scoop up a huge pot like that playing ace-7 offsuit. It's that easy, kids.
They should actually just change the name of the show to Leave It to Deeb. Rattle on yet again.
Kane KALAS has aces.
What a time to wake up with aces after Shaun Deeb is raised. You know he's not folding to a 3-bet.
The Starbucks?
No, massage.
Oh, yeah.
What I think I like most about these guys is how hopeful they all are. Jack 10 for 1,100? Sure, there's a world of possibilities out there. Pocket 3s for 1,050? Why not?
Kane, you're playing like 25 or a little less?
I have 21.8 behind.
Okay. How much you playing, Dave?
It's just shy of 11.
11? All right, thank you.
Deeb's just trying to make sure his opponents have enough chips for him to make this call mathematically profitable. If you're gonna get lucky and hit your set, you wanna do it against players that have a lot of chips and can double, triple, quadruple you up.
Who says poker's dead in 2017? We got 4 people in out of 7 for 1,100. It's good.
4,500 bucks pre-flop. Love it. Here we go. Flop is 9 deuce deuce.
Fantastic flop for aces.
Yeah, we move around a lot because the US
No one has diamonds, no one has a deuce. It's impossible to have a straight draw.
conference I was at. And
It's impossible to have the nut flush draw because Kane's got the ace of diamonds. Figures it's safe enough flop to check it around.
oh, that's awesome.
Harmless 4 comes on the turn.
Oh, that's amazing. Your guys are closer on the East Coast.
So Schanbacher's drawing dead.
It makes it like 17.
Eldridge and Deeb have 2 outs each.
Time change is bigger.
88% chance KALAS shows down a winner here.
Usually from Pittsburgh, we got to connect through Philly.
But it's Dave Eldridge who's getting a little funky with his chicken.
You know what? It used to be a
He's actually doing Kane KALAS a favor here. This lead is either going to be a monster or something very weak.
Yeah, they really killed the airport when US Air pulled their hub out of here. Now it's Philly.
Shaun's called. And once he goes bet call, I don't think Kane can do much else other than just call.
We have worked with 37.
Can't take the chance somebody has a deuce or a boat. Some of the time when Eldridge leads there, he's going to have pocket fours. Not often, but some of the time.
Getting juicy.
KALAS calls.
Yes, you travel a lot, I imagine.
Yeah, not a ton.
And now to over 11K in the pot. River is a king.
Very good, safe river for aces. I think when Eldridge gets called in 2 spots there and nothing hits the river that he can bluff with, he's got to check this now.
A day or 2.
Check from Eldridge.
I have a small.
Pretty sure the same goes for Deeb. He might think he needs to try to get someone to fold a 9, but probably can't risk it. Dialoioso looks a lot like Jerry Lewis, right? It's not just me.
No, I'm with you on that. He also looks like every private investigator,
Oh,
especially the way he put that phone back in his pocket. Go ahead and hit the rewind on the DVR. You'll see what we're talking about.
you should feel pretty good about value betting here. Well, look at that, it's Granny Schanbacher.
There she is. She's joining. I wonder if she's going to play again.
Well, that would be a real treat.
Oh, we got a lot of social media attention after she was on the last show.
I didn't know they had Starbucks here.
Yeah.
Eldridge
it's not
folds to the bet.
but they have a little
And now over to Shaun Deeb.
I think this is yours too.
Oh, where's Nick? That's Nick.
I always say to never pay you off, and then I get in this spot and probably pay you off.
Come on, Shaun. Kane's never bluffing here.
It should be a snap fold, but my instincts just say to pay him off one last time, and then never pay him off again in my career.
Now, Shaun is getting a pretty ridiculous price.
Such a bad card.
Getting almost 5 to 1.
Such a good card.
But I still don't think it's the right price given Kane's rep and his skill level and the way this hand went down.
He pays him off.
Merry Christmas.
That's what I thought, and I still did it. So bad at poker.
We talked about this, man.
I know, I'm so mad at myself.
You know,
I'm
here's
not
the
mad at
truth
you,
is, man,
Shaun.
I was
I'm
thinking-
just disappointed. Isn't that worse?
Oh, really?
You know, I never seem to find myself in Kane KALAS' position, holding what is obviously the best hand and a green light to value bet. Must be nice. I don't know, maybe it's the leather jacket. Actually, you think I have time to run out real quick and purchase a leather jacket?
Is that a real question?
No, I'm obviously kidding, but seriously, we have what, like 4 minutes?
Hurry up if you're leaving. Cut the joke. Welcome back to Poker Night in America here at Rivers in Pittsburgh. Now, before the break, Shaun Deeb was unsuccessful in his effort to be a hero against KALAS' pocket aces. Joe, have you ever tried to be a hero at the poker table?
No, I'm no hero. I'm a drifter, and I'm in your blind spot.
It's like, it's so face up as aces that you just can't believe that it's aces.
Yeah, it's like he can't be aces this time.
Yeah.
Because it was the aces the last like 6.
Still talking about that last hand where Shaun Deeb had said, I don't want to pay you off, and then does exactly that. It's kind of like the ex-girlfriend-boyfriend situation. Like, I really don't want you to call, but when they do, you're like, oh, hi, I've missed you. And then you get back to, I've seen it 1,000 times.
Funny if you had like
You say you're never going to take him back, and what do?
I just can't relate because I've never had a girlfriend.
Aha.
Schanbacher raising, Dialoioso calling.
aces is the best hand.
Deeb's in.
Check dark. Darkness declared.
7 years ago, someone's like, just play aces. You're like, okay.
3 players to the flop, that's 8, ace,
Always
9.
pay me off. Why would I do anything
2
else?
pair for Schanbacher. Grandma, look! Grandma, look! I've got a hand.
Oh, man.
private investigator pumps it up to 1,700.
Not so sure I love this raise, and not just because I can see the hole cards.
He won't go away. It's like a scratchy cough.
Yes, sir. Check everything there.
Jack on the turn.
Dialoioso Cody up and down now.
Check.
Not a great card for 8-9.
One of the premiums.
2,300 is the bet, and a call.
Around that area.
Quick call from
I didn't
Dialoioso.
think it was gonna be close. Thought it was gonna be aces.
Kings.
No, I didn't even think it was kings. I just had that. Did not feel like he had kings.
Yeah.
I just had that feeling it was aces or nothing.
And another 8 on the river gives Schanbacher a boat.
He would have checked that.
Sean Boater.
I probably would have folded the turn.
Don't do that. That's that. You're way above that, Joe.
I'm not.
Eliminated that hand.
Schombacher's got to be loving
I just
this.
want to see if you had the ace of clubs, that would have been
Straights out there, flushes. He's got them all beat.
Probably, I was
4,600 the bet, and a call.
All right, he didn't have a straight flush beat, but whatever.
Ah,
Oh, for crying out loud.
And I was going to say, I didn't have time to say I think this is a fold.
Could have got me for all.
Lots of flop stuff got there on the turn and river,
Nice hand.
and you don't even have the best top pair.
Nice hand, Jack.
Thanks, buddy.
I knew you didn't have an ace.
No, I don't play aces. Kane plays aces. I don't.
Puma straddling.
Bad turn card. I probably could have
We had
folded on
aces
the
the
turn.
very last hand, the last session we played here, and won a huge pot.
Yeah, because Kyle
much?
played it awful, and I played my hand. You know,
Terrible.
at least not as
Abuela.
bad as Kyle did.
I came in second, all right? That's what counts.
Should just raise you pre-flop like I was going to. That was my mistake. Should have raised it pre-flop.
Yeah. Private investigator, yeah.
That donkey would have
Jack 10, yeah. And
Or
then,
checks out.
yeah. Let's see a flop. Hey, finally a good flop for Jack 10. Checks it to the razor who checks behind.
Check dark.
4 of diamonds gives Eldridge the second nut flush draw.
Eldridge makes it 1,000. I'd probably put in a raise now, and that is a huge raise.
Check raise. All the way up to 8K.
I guess this is one way to give him the wrong price to draw.
Only one more time. If it hits the turn or the river, you get 400. Man, that thing has been going
Oh, yeah.
pretty high, too.
Yeah.
You know, 3-4 grand.
That'll make the game.
Yeah.
You have 5-7 of
And then people
diamonds?
just gambling more because, you know, they're stuck
Yeah,
and volatile and everybody's like,
Check raise to 8,000. Feels a lot like 5-7 of diamonds.
I think you got to fold King 8 here. You've got one card to hit your flush.
Check raise 1,000.
Maybe your pairs are live, but probably not. And sometimes you're going to be up against the nut diamond draw and drawing super thin.
you get a sweat. You get a sweat.
Right.
Yeah, you get
Calls, great call.
Wow, Eldridge makes the call.
Wow, gamble up.
I think I have $75 more.
Okay, hold on a second. Now, do you want to cut any deals on this? You want any insurance? You know, sell me any insurance or?
Want to buy some insurance? Look, he went from private investigator to insurance salesman.
7.
I'm not interested.
He has 75.
He's not interested in that? No. That's fine.
By the way, I don't think this
Don't
pot's all in yet.
ask. Just don't do it to me. One more time.
I got 75 left. I'm gonna bet if a diamond hits.
Okay. All in.
Yeah.
I thought I had.
It is not a diamond on the river.
Not a good day for flush draws.
Wow. And just like that, Dialoioso gets all that profit back that lost to Schanbacher in the last hand, plus more.
Bad luck for Dave Eldridge. You know, you can't help but think whoever sat in that seat was going to lose no matter what.
Worse to be unlucky than good.
Sure.
Download our new Poker Night in America app for free so you and your friends can have your very own poker night. Also available on Facebook Instant Games. Well, that's going to do it for the table tonight at Pittsburgh. And at the top of the winners list is Kane KALAS, finishing up a little over $23,000. Alec, Torelli, Nick Dialoioso, and Jack Schanbacher finished with solid profits as well.
As for our losers, Mark Puma and Steven Gusak leave with about 10 grand less, but woof, check out Dave Eldridge, who ran like McLovin, super bad, out nearly 40 grand and largely not to any fault of his own. Hey, that's poker. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast tonight. And remember, it's like we always say, don't throw away all your money if it's not on TV.
Wait, we say that?
Nah, I'm just winging it up here, saying what comes to my mind.
Well, Joe, see, we're reading from a teleprompter.
I am clearly choosing not to. I actually have early onset glaucoma.
Well, if you want more Poker Night, look us up on YouTube where you can find full episodes.
1 second, glaucoma's not funny. Go on.
We've
Do you want to go have some glaucoma medicine with me?
Oh, yes, I also have glaucoma, which is not funny.
Not funny.
However, the treatment for it sure is good.
It can
You'll
be.
Giggle like a...
Legalize it.
You know, I was playing a tournament. One of the most hilarious things I've ever heard somebody come up with on the top of their head. I was playing a tournament. Action's on me. I bet 6.9K. This gruff guy is facing the bet with a beard, deep voice. What's the bet? 6.9. What's that? A good time interrupted by a period? That was hilarious.
Hey, if you like this video from season whatever from Poker Night in America, there are at least 41 other seasons, and we've got every episode here on our page at your disposal. Go to town, but make sure you hit like and subscribe.